Davey boy, where's Derek at? Get up in that ring, get him started, nerd. He's gonna get you guys fired up. On the countdown, I need everybody to go crazy. You got it? Go ahead, Derek, do it up, brother.
3, 2, 1! Welcome everybody to Future of Honor!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, heathens of all ages. It's the one and only Chaz Williams, the Silencer, coming at you right now with another episode of Future of Honor. Man, oh man, the night is electrified and we haven't even gotten started yet. We got a who's who of the world of professional wrestling coming at you here from the world famous Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey. I cannot wait to call the action live. Coming up, we got ourselves a one-on-one matchup featuring perhaps one of the most violent by nature individuals I've ever had the witness of calling here in Future of Honor. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, you do not want to miss a moment of this action, because coming up is the one and only Ken Dixon as he takes on Dante Caballero.
The following contest set for one fall. Introducing first, from Butte, Montana, weighing in at 215 pounds, Ken Dixon!
Well, I gave you the forewarning. There you see him. Perhaps one of the most violent, one of the most effective users of the mind games, Ken Dixon. If there's ever been a man in professional wrestling who knows to get into the mind of his opponents, it is that individual right there. Been on a warpath as of late. But I'll tell you what, he's got quite the task at hand tonight. As you hear the music, that can mean one thing and one thing only. Hailing from Puerto Rico, one of Puerto Rico's finest athletes.
And introducing his opponent.
There he is.
From the island of Paradise, Puerto Rico, weighing in at 97.5 kilos, Dante Caballero!
Dante Caballero making his way to ringside here on another episode of Future of Honor from the world famous Monster Factory. I'll tell you, man, my man is looking oh so decorated. And I mean, if you ask me, it looks like he's ready for a party instead of a fight. But looks could be deceiving, as we've seen Dante in action, and we know what he's capable of. Loves to have a good time, and you can see he's getting this Paulsboro crowd behind him right from the get-go. And is that a flask? Oh, come on, Dante, there's no drinking on the job. There's no drinking on the job in the world of professional wrestling. That referee better gain some control. We haven't even started the match yet. We're supposed to have a professional wrestling match, not a full-out house party. Here we see Ken Dixon, rather disturbed, rather ticked off, if you will, about the antics of Dante Caballero. And Dante trying to show Ken Dixon what's in the flask. I mean, we're supposed to have a wrestling match. You can't be drinking on the job, guys. Ken Dixon now with the flask, and this is not how you want to start off a fight. Oh, he's down in that like it. He's down that like water. Now put some hair on your chest. Oh, and that was the game plan all along. Dixon trying to distract Dante Caballero. And there we have a headlock. Big shoulder tackle by Dante Caballero. Goes for the cover. Gets a one, ducks the clothesline. Goes for the hip toss. Ooh. Going for another cover. We got ourselves a 1, 2, and wow. And already the action is fast-paced, and I think this is not the game plan that Ken Dixon was ready for. Perhaps Dixon taking the lighthearted. You hear Dixon saying he just want to take a drink. Perhaps taking Dante Caballero a little too lightly. Perhaps that drink took him off his game plan. Maybe he's a lightweight, I don't know, but now the referee trying to get some control of this matchup. And is Dixon doing what? Is Dixon taking another sip and spitting that, I'm guessing, questionable beverage right into the eyes of Dante and now just nails him from behind. And Dixon now seems to be in control of this matchup. And whether you like his game plan, whether you approve of it or not, you gotta admit it's rather effective. As he is now in complete control. Has till the count of 5 breaks. And now this is where Dixon is at his most dangerous as he stalks Dante Caballero. Whips him in the corner. Dante takes a big turnbuckle and you can see Dante grabbing at the back and the damage has been done. And now adding insult to injury, Dixon talking trash and laying in those forearms right to the face. Now Caballero on the offensive, retaliating. Dixon able to push him off. Oh, and big clothesline. Connects, goes for the cover. We got a 2, and Caballero kicks out. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one amazing way to kick off a night of action here at Future of Honor. Don't forget, tonight, still to come, we have ourselves a gauntlet match where some of the most highly decorated tag teams in the world of Future of Honor compete to be able to go toe-to-toe with the tag team champions, coast to coast. All that and more coming up next. But now you hear this factory crowd telling Dixon exactly what they think of him. And to tell you what, Dixon is a student of mind games. He probably plays mind games better than anyone in the industry, and perhaps the crowd getting into the head of Dixon as he is wasting valuable time in this fight against Dante Caballero. Now Dixon just toying with Dante. As you hear this crowd trying to get behind him, and he's got a fistful of beard and big kick right to the gut. Sends Caballero into the corner. Big back body drop. And again, just punishing that spine and back of Caballero. We got a cover, we got a 2, and Caballero kicks out again. And again, Dixon goes right back to stomping down, keeping Dante off his feet. And standing on the hair. And again, like I said before, whether you agree with his antics or not, Dixon's getting the job done in there, and the damage has been done. And again, you see Dixon just stalking his prey. Seems as if this match is in the bag, but I've called many a match in my day, and you don't want to waste valuable time. As Dixon now catches the boot. Oh, and now Dante trying to fight back. Big forearm, big chop to the chest. As Dante sends him to the ropes, reversal. Go for another big back body drop. No, this time he was caught. Oh, Dixon drives his fist right into the mat. Well scouted by Dante Caballero. Going for the cover, we got ourselves a 2, and Dixon kicks out. Impressive show of power by Dixon. Cover. And the fight is still left to Caballero. We go for another cover. Dixon's got 2, and no. Dante Caballero kicks out again, and you can hear this factory crowd expressing their disapproval of Dixon, and perhaps Dixon getting beside himself. You see the frustration settling in. The Paulsboro crowd getting into the head of Dixon, and perhaps the unrelentless unwillingness to give up attitude of Dante Caballero beginning to take its mental toll on Ken Dixon. Wait a minute. There's that flask again. And this is what happens when you drink on the job. Dixon maybe needs to see, oh, and there's, talk about a spit in the face, goes for the rope, we got to cover too, and whoa! Dante Caballero able to gain a victory.
The winner of the match via pinfall, Dante Caballero.
Well, an eye for an eye, a drink for a drink. Speaking of eyes, Dante Caballero spitting that questionable beverage right into the eyes of Ken Dixon, able to walk away with a victory. And you gotta believe that Dante's gonna go in the back and continue the party, continue the celebration. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have ourselves a tag team gauntlet featuring Primal Fear, Milk Chocolate, and a whole lot more. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Future of Honor Wrestling. It's the silencer Chaz Williams, and we are getting ready for a highly anticipated tag team gauntlet.
The following contest is a special tag team gauntlet match, with the winners earning themselves a championship opportunity against Coast to Coast. Introducing the first team to enter tonight's gauntlet match. At a combined weight of 375 pounds, from New York, New York, Brandon Watts, Randy Summers, Milk Chocolate!
There you see the highly decorated Milk Chocolate. Brandon Watts and Randy Summer hailing from New York, New York. And if there's one thing that Chaz Williams loved, it's a fellow New Yorker. And I'll tell you what, these two looking oh so debonair. Look at the flash and bling of Milk Chocolate. Relatively newcomers here to the world of Future of Honor. Had a chance to talk with them earlier, and they told me that they have been working their way up the ranks of the tag team divisions all across the East Coast. And now they are looking for the opportunity to face Coast to Coast in a future tag team championship matchup. When we hear that music, and ladies and gentlemen, that can mean one thing and one thing only. The Scavengers of Human Sorrow have arrived.
And now introducing the second team to enter the gauntlet. From the Savage Lands, weighing in at a combined weight of 425 pounds, Gabriel and Omen, Primal Fear!
You are taking a look at two of the most dominant individuals to plague the tag team division of Future of Honor. They got their start at the world famous Monster Factory and Monster Factory Professional Wrestling, and they have earned their way into this gauntlet match. Former tag team champions of the MFPW, and they are looking to once again wreak havoc across the tag team division. You know them as Omen and Gabriel, the Scavengers of Human Sorrow. And if looks could kill, man, I have a feeling that Milk Money are in for the fight of their lives tonight. Milk Chocolate, Primal Fear to kick off this gauntlet tag team match. The winner of this first fall will go on to face another very dominant tag team in South Philly's finest. Will it be Primal Fear? Will it be Milk Money? There's the Code of Honor. Looking to start things off is Omen of Primal Fear and Randy Summers of Milk Chocolate. And don't let the looks fool you. You're looking at the chocolate of Milk Chocolate and Randy Summer. And Randy Summer eyeing up the competition. There's the tie-up. Omen perhaps with a slight weight advantage over Summer. Goes for the legs and now has that headlock. Summer's trying to make his way up to his feet and does. Sends Omen into the ropes. Big shoulder tackle by Omen. Hailing from the Savage Lands. Impressive show of athleticism. Rolls right out of the way. Well scouted by Omen and back to the headlock. Omen now out of the corner. Big arm drag. Oh, well scouted by Summers. Both men perhaps doing their homework. Big drop kick missed by Omen. Omen now with the receipt, but both men going for the drop kick in stereo. Wow. Impressive show of athleticism by both opponents. There's that show of respect, and are we seeing a new, perhaps a new attitude by the members of Primal Fear? Normally in an exchange like that, Omen would have went right for the throat, but instead, showing some respect and admiration. There's Gabriel now, ducks the clothesline. In the ring now, Brandon Watts and Omen. Big shoulder by Gabriel. Gabriel now ducks the clothesline. Big back elbow. Big kip up in return by Watts. Goes for that drop kick. Nails the drop kick. And I'll tell you, man, for Milk Chocolate to pick up a victory over Primal Fear, to send him up against South Philly's finest, that alone would be a huge feather in the cap of this young and hungry tag team. And right now, they're in complete control of Gabriel, Gabriel able to kick out just after 2. There you see the communication between Brandon Watts and Randy Summer, but that hesitation and that delay was just enough for Gabriel to get a tag to Omen, and now big strikes by both Omen and Gabriel. And this is where this tag team is at their most dangerous. You don't want to be in the corner of Omen and Gabriel as they make the quick tags. There's Omen with the cover, too. And it is that offensive that has catapulted Primal Fear to the top of the tag team division. Former MPW tag team champions now in complete control. Big atomic drop. Omen now sending Summers to the corner. Didn't see the blind tag, and Brandon Watts now. Big offensive. Oh, drives the knees right into the face and the chest, and now we got a cover too, and there's the save by Gabriel. I'll tell you what, this referee needs to gain some control of this matchup, because this is where things get chaotic and huge. Lariat sends Gabriel out. Omen now ducks, has to face 2 opponents. Big enziguri by Watts. And now Milk Chocolate seems to be in control of this first quarter of the tag team gauntlet. Going into high-risk territory. We got to roll. And whoa! And it was the assist from Gabriel.
Milk Chocolate has been eliminated from the gauntlet.
And I didn't even, in the blink of an eye, Primal Fear able to capture the quick fall. And Milk Chocolate are beside themselves. I'll tell you what, it was a good effort on their part. Good first showing here, but ladies and gentlemen, there's the music.
The next team to enter this gauntlet, being accompanied to the ring by their manager, Rocco, At a combined weight of 409 pounds,
Oh, forget about it.
the Line, Luca Brasi, the Gent, Jimmy Conway, South Philly's finest.
Luca Brasi, Jimmy Conway, and they are wasting no time taking it to Primal Fear. And you see that wise guy, Rocco, getting in the face of Gabriel. And Brasi now with the big chops to Omen. And this referee, again, needs to regain some order. Brasi now sending Omen right into Conway, and Conway sends Omen right to the outside, and Brasi now putting a beating, a South Philly beating, right on the former tag team champion, Gabriel. Hailing from the mean streets of South Philadelphia, born and raised as South Philly's finest. And I'll tell you what, these two are no stranger to the fight against Primal Fear. These two tag teams have gone toe-to-toe, head-to-head in countless encounters here at the world-famous Monster Factory. And right now, it looks like Brasi's in complete control as he goes for the cover. And Gabriel able to kick out. And ever since Luca Brasi and Jimmy Conway have aligned themselves with that sleazy wise guy, Rocco, they have a whole new attitude to him and a newfound sense of aggression, and there's the big boot right to the mug of Gabriel. And I'll tell you what, Gabriel has been on the receiving end of a complete punishment tonight. And he's got to make that tag to Omen. If they stand any chance at all in this matchup, he needs to make that tag. Conway now. And this is where South Philly's finest are at their most dangerous, as there's the tag to Brasi, rolls up Gabriel, goes for the cover, and Gabriel again able to kick out. I'll tell you what, these two tag teams, when observing both of them, rather equal in their offense, go for the quick tags. They like to keep their opponents in their corner. And, well, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, that's what tag team wrestling is all about. You want to keep your opponent in the corner and inflict as much damage, and there's a quick cover. Gabriel able to kick out and yet able to make a tag to Omen. And there you see Rocco trash-talking Omen and perhaps getting in the head of one of the Scavengers of Human Sorrow. And while he's doing that, Conway has the fish hook right at Gabriel's mouth. And I'll tell you, it's not often that we see Primal Fear on the receiving end of such brutal punishment. But they already fought in one match tonight, and you got to believe that they got to be spent. I mean, oh, huge slam right down to the canvas, drives the neck and back and the legs into the corner. And you could hear the life just come out of Gabriel, and now Conway just driving that boot right into the face, makes the tag to Brasi. Omen trying to get this crowd behind Gabriel, trying to give him a new sense of life, and oh my God! Driving his own opponent right into the back and spine. Ladies and gentlemen, the damage has been done, and that's going to do it as Brasi goes for the cover. Oh! Gabriel kicks out. Brasi going for another cover. Only a 1 count, and you can hear Gabriel writhing in pain as he's trying to make a tag to Omen. Unable to do so, Brasi drags him right back to the corner of South Philly's finest. Now calls in Conway. No tag made. Conway, the illegal man. Referee needs to make a decision here. Both men have to... Wait, reversal by Gabriel. Gabriel needs to make a tag to Omen if they have any shot left in this matchup. Omen full of life, Gabriel almost lifeless, crawling to his corner. Can Gabriel make the tag? He needs to make a tag to Omen. Omen gets the tag. Omen is in. Takes down Brasi, taking the fight to both of South Philly's finest. The fresh man in, hooks the leg, up and over, he's got the cover. Can he get him? He's not gonna do it, we gotta do it. No, Conway makes the save. Conway, the illegal man more times than not in this matchup. Oh, big strike right to the face of Omen. And now Conway Finally, the legal man in this matchup hits him with the knee. Trying to get Omen up. Omen fighting it. Big knee to the midsection. Uh-oh. Could we be seeing? Could he be going for a shooter? Brazzi up to the top rope, and now Conway says Brazzi. Talk about south of Philadelphia. South Philly's just been rocked. Big kick to the midsection. Now the Scavengers of Human Sorrow. Could we see it? Ladies and gentlemen, Spirit Crusher. Omen going for the cover. Has Conway pinned, and that's going to do it.
South Philly's finest has been eliminated from the gauntlet.
Well, South Philly's finest eliminated, but ladies and gentlemen, the fight is not over, the match is not over, and there's that god-awful sound.
The next team to enter the gauntlet, Getty Cahoon and Michelle Unstable.
And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there is no love lost between this feud of Omen, Gabriel, Michelle, Getty Cahoon, Primal Fear, Unstable. This feud has gone down in the history books as one of the most violent in tag team history. Michelle sent to the outside. Getty Cahoon to the outside. Omen and Gabriel, will they fly? Through the middle ropes goes Omen and Gabriel. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to hell. Welcome to Future of Honor. There you see Dr. Carl Martin trying to get into the head of Michelle and Getty Cahoon. But I'll tell you what, Dr. Carl Martin, I don't believe that your treatment's gonna work tonight. Primal Fear has overcome all odds thus far, but now Michelle taking it to Omen in the corner. Gabriel left lifeless on the outside. Michelle now has Omen in the corner. And there you see Getty Cahoon and Michelle dismantling the former tag team champions. Speaking of former tag team champions, it was Michelle and Getty Cahoon, Unstable, who have also seen tag team gold. And you gotta believe that these two deranged and tormented individuals are looking to recapture their rightful place at the top of the food chain. Big splash, there's a two, and what, oh my! Omen kicks out. I thought we had ourselves a distinctive winner in Unstable, but Omen able to kick out, and now you see Getty Cahoon just driving that boot into the face of Omen. Big headbutt, completely disregarding her own being. Michelle now with the cover, and Omen kicks out. And I'll tell you, man, when it's live, Chaz Williams is digging it the most. And talk about a night of action. What a way to present another episode of Future of Honor for the world-famous Monster Factory. But you gotta believe that Omen and Gabriel have felt the effects of milk chocolate, South Philly's finest, and now the demoralizing, uncompromising nature that is Unstable. What does this tag team have to do to maintain their position in this matchup? Because as of right now, I'm seeing a complete dismantling of a former tag team championship. Now, Omen whipped it to the corner. And Getty Cahoon smiling. The deranged and tormented soul sends Gabriel back down to the outside. And things do not look good for Omen. Omen, out of desperation, lands a big knee, but he has no one to make a tag to. Gabriel is not in his corner. Omen is left alone. Oh! Lights out. Huge clothesline by the big man. Cahoon goes for the cover. No! Omen kicks out. Well, whether you love him, whether you hate him, you gotta give it up for Primal Fear as they have been fighting their way tooth and nail through this gauntlet. And I'll tell you, I've called a lot of matches in my day and a lot of Primal Fear's matches. And the fact that they are unwilling to fail, they are unwilling to give up in this gauntlet speaks volumes for this tag. Oh, look at the look on Michelle. That's enough to give you and your kids nightmares. Omen now trying to fight his way out of the corner. Very dangerous position. Able to kick Michelle off. Was that enough? No. As both athletes are now down. Omen needs to make a tag to Gabriel. Michelle needs to make a tag to Getty Cahoon. Which one of these decorated tag teams will be at the top of the food chain as they fight their way through this gauntlet? There's the tag to Gabriel. The Dark Angel himself with some newfound life, some newfound power. And just like that, the tables have turned as Gabriel sends Cahoon to the outside. Omen, Gabriel trying to come together. Could we be seeing? Could they be going for a Spirit Crusher? Both men to the outside, sends Cahoon out, and Gabriel diving to the outside. Complete disregard for his own well-being. And this is Primal Fear at their finest hour. Omen now back inside the ring. Omen, Gabriel stalking Michelle. The end is near for Michelle. And what is Dr. Karl Martin? What the hell? No! What is that? Oh my God. Lawless? Lawless? Don't tell me. No. Oh no. No. Lawless? Is Lawless part of Unstable? What has Dr. Karl Martin done to turn the tides? Now Unstable, completely annihilating Gabriel and Omen. And we need to get some control. Lawless is not scheduled to be out here. Unstable has been disqualified. But the damage has been done. The lifeless body of Omen driven down. Ladies and gentlemen, I am at a loss for words. We are witnessing a new era for Unstable.
Ladies and gentlemen, Unstable has been disqualified and therefore eliminated from the gauntlet.
I cannot believe what we have just bear witness to.
And now introducing the final team to enter tonight's Tag Team Gauntlet. Weighing in at a combined weight of easily over 560 pounds, the team of Bishop Khan and Malcolm Moses, SOS, the Sons of Savagery.
Well, you gotta believe that it's easy pickings for Khan and Bishop, as Primal Fear has been completely dismantled. And talk about opportunistic. I can't even believe that Primal Fear is still standing and looking toe to toe. Khan and Bishop just driving down, putting a beating on Primal Fear. And things do not look good for Gabriel. I hate to see it end this way. Oh my God. Goes for the cover, too. Oh man.
Your winners of
Unbelievable.
the Tag Team Gauntlet and have now earned themselves a championship opportunity against Coast to Coast, Bishop Khan and Malcolm Moses, the Sons of Savagery.
The Sons of Savagery. The last tag team to enter the gauntlet and the last men standing here tonight in Paulsboro. And you heard it first. They have gained a shot. Speaking of, there they are. LSG. Shaheem Ali. With Gabby Ortiz by their side. And you gotta believe that we are in for one amazing tag team championship matchup. All that to come on a future episode of Future of Honor. The tag team standing tall and proud. Sons of Savagery tall and proud. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Future of Honor. For all of you, from all of us here, the Chaz William bids you a farewell. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
right, everybody, that's the first episode of the night. How you enjoying yourself so far? All right, we're gonna get right into our second episode. We're gonna do this the same way. I'm gonna count you down from 3. Once I count you down, go crazy, all right? And here we go. In 3, 2, 1! Welcome, everybody, to Future of Honor!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Future of Honor. It's the silencer Chaz Williams coming at you from the world-famous Monster Factory in Paulsboro, New Jersey, to bring you another exciting night of action. Tonight is a history, groundbreaking night here in Paulsboro. We have the inevitable Travis Jacobs taking on Dak Draper to get things kicked off. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take it right to ringside.
The following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper!
The Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, looking like a fine-tuned machine. Got that cocky swagger to him. And with his accolades, you gotta believe that he believes that he's better than you, me, and everyone else on the planet. But I'll tell you what, he's got a tall task at hand tonight as he takes on the inevitable Travis Jacobs.
And now introducing his opponent, from Scoville, New Jersey, weighing in at 260 pounds, the inevitable Travis Jacobs!
I'll tell you what, I've had the privilege of calling this young kid's career. He has been moving his way up the ranks here, not only at the world famous Monster Factory, but now in Future of Honor. And they call him the inevitable for a reason, because when he gets in the ring, there's one thing that's inevitable, that he is going to give it his all, and he's going to give the fight of his life. We've seen Travis Jacobs at his highest points and at some of his lowest. But one thing's remains certain. He does not back down from a fight. And tonight against Dak Draper, he's looking to solidify and cement his place as one of the most dominant forces in Future of Honor. Jacobs looking for the code of honor. Oh, and Draper not wanting any of it. And you hear this factory crowd saying Travis is better, but let's see how this goes down in this one-on-one matchup. Whoa, well scouted by Drac. Oh, using the tights to gain some leverage and to gain a quick advantage. Perhaps playing a little bit dirty. And it's something you don't expect to see from a blue chipper, someone who's got the athletic prowess that Draper has. Big shoulder sends Jacobs down. And this is a smart game plan early on in this matchup. If you pick apart the shoulder of Travis Jacobs, Jacobs doesn't have a whole lot he can do in the way of strikes. And now Draper just putting a beating on Jacobs, and there's that athleticism we talk about. Drives the knee right into Jacobs. And that's something you're not used to seeing. You're not used to seeing Jacobs on the receiving end of a beating, and what a huge back elbow. And it's Jacobs who has his crowd behind him, but it's Dak Draper, tomato, who's got the clear advantage in this matchup. And no, shame on you, Draper, for not giving the code of honor at the beginning of this matchup. Impressive strength, nonetheless. Sends Jacobs down, and now you see Dak Draper taking some time to soak in his accomplishments. And the damage has been done as Jacobs is slow to make his way to his feet. Big boots on the midsection. Sending Travis to the outside, but no! Well scouted by Draper. Big shoulder to the midsection. Impressive athleticism. Has the cover. Doing. Jacobs kicks out. Spinning back elbow sends the inevitable Travis Jacobs back down to the mat. We got another cover. Doesn't hook the leg. And perhaps that was the biggest mistake he could have made. Goes for another cover. Only gets the one. A third attempt. Doesn't even get the one. And the big man Travis Jacobs able to kick out. I'll tell you what, if Draper spent as much time putting a beating on Travis Jacobs as he is talking to the referee and letting the factory crowd get into his head, maybe he would have had a victory already. Uh-oh. Travis Jacobs not having any of it. Drives that clothesline right into Draper, and now Jacobs with some newfound life seems to have the advantage. Could he be going for that pump handle? Could he drop the world on Draper? He does! Drops the world. The inevitable Travis Jacobs with the cover and a 3.
Your winner of the match via pinfall, the inevitable Travis Jacobs!
And ladies and gentlemen, in the blink of an eye, Travis Jacobs able to pick up a victory. He dropped the world on Dak Draper and dropped a huge bombshell here at the world famous Monster Factory as he has solidified his place among the top stars in Future of Honor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, still to come, Mike Verna in action against, well, perhaps another body and Flex. Well, you know what? Let's leave some surprises for you, shall we? More action coming up. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at the world famous Monster Factory Future of Honor.
The contest is set for one fall.
Will you look at this guy?
From Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 190 pounds, the greatest physique in professional wrestling, Flex Simmons.
Talk about Gainesville. Flex Simmons with all the gains. Sometimes I think Flex believes he's bigger than he really is, but his fight is just as big as his bark. And perhaps that ego that allows him to believe he's the biggest man in the room. Claims to have the greatest physique in professional wrestling. And on normal occasion, I might have to concur with him, but the beast of an athlete he has to go up against tonight.
And introducing his opponent
Will you
from
look at
Brooklyn,
him?
New York, weighing in at 233 pounds, the Man of Steel, Mike Verna!
Mike Verna, when you talk about physiques, man, and you talk about athleticism, when you talk about being shredded and chiseled, I mean, no offense, Flex, but I think Verna's got a couple biceps and a couple abs on you. I don't know. I just call it like I see it. They call Verna the Man of Steel for a reason. So we're gonna have the world's greatest physique against the Man of Steel. And here you hear the sadistic crowd in Paulsboro wishing for the untimely demise of Flex Simmons. What I want to know is, are we going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned pose-off? Are we going to see physique versus physique? Both men eyeing each other up, sizing each other up, and there it is! Both men flexing hard. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned pose-off. Would you look at the biceps on Flex? Look at the traps. Look at the traps on Verna. And when you talk about an Adonis, when you talk about bodies, well, we're officially underway. While that was highly entertaining, what Chaz Williams wants to see is a good old-fashioned fight. I think we're going to get just that. Big shoulder tackle doesn't do much to... Oh, there's the pose again. Flex now. The waist lock reversal by Verna. Well scouted, and there's Flex with those big gains showing why he is the world's greatest physique. And whoa! Big shoulder tackle by Verna. And man, is he making those things dance. Trying to help Flex up, and whoop! Perhaps that was not a smart move on the part of Verna. I wouldn't help my opponent. I'd just be beating him. There's the sunset flip with the roll. Nope. Leapfrog. Big power by Verna. Has Flex up. And look at that vertical. Springboards him off the rope. Off the other rope. Off another rope. Forget about it. Drives him down to the canvas. And there is the Man of Steel, Mike Verna. Verna has been up and down the coast, making a name for himself from promotion to promotion, and trying to do that here at Future of Honor. And what a victory would it be for either one of these competitors. Double hook, goes for the cover. Verna kicks out. And I don't know what's bigger in this matchup. These guys' biceps or their egos. And you gotta wonder if those egos are gonna get in the way of Flex or Verna in this matchup. Could that be the determining factor? Impressive athleticism, head scissor takeover, sends Flex to the corner. And this looks like it's Verna's time. Ooh, big shot to the jaw. Big power slam by Flex, but that may have been all he had left in the tank. Cover. Verna kicks out. And Flex having a hard time with the official Chris Banco's count. Going for that full Nelson. Can he lock it in? Verna able to fight his way out. Sends Flex to the ropes. Has him up on the shoulders. Does he have enough? Oh, man! Drives Flex down and hard. Goes for the cover, and that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Your winner of the match via pinfall, the Man of Steel, Mike Verna!
And I'll tell you what an impressive showing by Mike Verna. His muscles and his ego may be big, but his fighting spirit and determination for a victory, even bigger. And talk about a reason to celebrate. And There you see, extending the hand. And that's what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Flex Simmons, Mike Verna. Impressive showing by both men tonight. Verna able to capture the victory, but ladies and gentlemen, a heated rivalry gets brought to a whole new level. Tonight, coming up next, we have Lucas Twitch the Sangro as he looks to gain some retribution on a bully running rank here in Future of Honor. Royal Money, and that's coming up next. Welcome back to Future of Honor. And well, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of rare that the silencer is silenced. And
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time the #1 contenders for the Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships, Bishop Khan and Malcolm Moses, SOS, the Sons of Savagery!
Malcolm Moses and Bishop Khan, you heard it, the #1 contenders for the Monster Factory Professional Wrestling Tag Team Championship. And I thought we were going to have ourselves a one-on-one match against Switch and Royal Money, but it looks like SOS is out here to make a statement. And I don't know if you can make a bolder statement than becoming the #1 contenders, but let's hear what they have to say.
Hey, you suck, buddy, all right? How about you sit there and shut up? Don't say another thing the rest of the night. Now, that this can properly be done, allow us to properly reintroduce ourselves. We are SOS, the Sons of Savagery. It takes a grown man to say something like that, doesn't it? Thanks, appreciate it. As I was saying, this is Bishop Khan, and I'm Malcolm Moses. And we came to dominate. We're owed a title shot. So, unless the powers that be want problems for the rest of the night, I advise for Coast to Coast to bring their East Coast, West Coast asses down to this ring and get beat.
Are we going to have ourselves a championship matchup
because
now?
we will walk away the champions by any means necessary.
We're going to have there's the music. We know the music of Coast to Coast. There's Gabby Ortiz. There's Shaheem Ali. There's Leon St. Giovanni, LSG. The tag team champions of the MFPW, here at Future of Honor. Looks like they're out here to fight. Well, I didn't know we were going to have ourselves a tag team matchup for the championship now. And these two tag teams not backing down an inch. There you see LSG and Shaheem Ali, Ring of Honor's own, out here with the MFPW Tag Team Championship belts, calling the bluff of SOS. SOS wants a fight, but we're going to get it. We got officials coming out to ringside. We got ourselves a shoving match, and we got Anarchy and Chaos, and, well, are we going to have ourselves a matchup or what? Well, I'll tell you, man, LSG and Ali are not backing down an inch. But Moses and Bishop making a bold statement by any means necessary. And you hear this crowd in Paulsboro saying, let them fight. And hell, man, I'm with them, let them fight. There you see officials out of ringside trying to regain some composure and order here. We were not scheduled to have that tag team championship matchup here tonight. And you gotta believe that the ante has just been upped, not one notch, not two, but tenfold, as SOS made a bold statement here tonight that they will take those titles by any means necessary. Will it be coast to coast who are able to retain those titles? Or will it be the dawn of a new day for the Sons of Savagery? Only time will tell. But ladies and gentlemen, still to come, Royal Money versus Lucas Twitch the Sangro. That is coming up next. Future of Honor, the silencer Chaz Williams calling the action as only I can.
The following contest is set for one fall.
Would you look at this young lion?
From Levittown, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 180 pounds, Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
There we see Twitch making his way to the ring. And when we talk about having the heart of a lion, being a young upstart, you gotta put Twitch right up there. This kid has been fighting his way through thick and thin. Not one to back down from a challenge, no matter how big or strong or tough. But he has been in the fight of his life and his career. And you hear the music. And ladies and gentlemen,
and now introducing,
prepare to be graced with royalty.
To the ring by his manager Rocco. From Camden, New Jersey, weighing in at 243 pounds, the King of Camden, Royal Money!
He gained that name. He earned that name, fighting for his life on the mean streets of Camden, New Jersey, a place here in America that you do not take for granted, you do not take lightly. Royal Money demands respect. He will beat it out of you. He will demand it. And ever since he's aligned himself with that sleazy wise guy Rocco, he's had a chip on his shoulder the size of Philadelphia, the size of Camden, and man, the size of the whole East Coast. And I'll tell you what, man, I used to be a big fan of Royal Money, but his actions, as of late, have left me almost speechless. This new bully mentality he's taken against the young upstart Twitch. And Twitch still looking for that respect, looking for that code of honor.
Royal Money, he looks broke. Royal Money, he looks broke.
And Royal Money completely unfazed by Twitch's presence. Well, Royal Money refuses to go for the code of honor, and Twitch, no stranger to the fight against Royal Money. We bear witness to the abuse and the bullying that Money put Twitch through. And the fact that Twitch is still out here tonight, trying to earn that respect, trying to fight someone the likes of Royal Money, is, man, my hat's off to the kid. He's out to prove that he has what it takes to compete amongst the best, and there again is that blatant disrespect. And there you hear the trash talk by Rocco and Royal Money. And again, that blatant disregard. Oh, come on, Money. Are we gonna see a fight, or are you gonna keep bullying the guy? There's a tie-up. Big judo-style takeover by Royal Money, and I'll tell you what, things don't look good for Twitch. There's another tie-up. There's that headlock. And Money now, just taking his time, picking his shots, completely unfazed by Twitch. We saw what Royal Money was capable of when he left welts. I mean, the proof was in the pudding. It was all over social media. He left welts and bruises that lasted for weeks on the body of Twitch. And you gotta believe that Twitch is out here to simply prove that he will not tolerate that kind of disrespect and bullying. And there's the slap. And this, you know, this is not the kind of actions that I like to see. I like to see a good fight, but I don't condone the actions of Royal Money. I'm sorry, I just can't. Big headlock takeover. And Twitch in no position right now. Has to be careful he doesn't get those shoulders pinned. Referee looking to make sure that those shoulders weren't pinned down. And you hear Rocco, that wise guy, talking on the outside, saying that this is just too easy. Big shoulder tackle! And this is getting hard to watch, man. This is getting hard to watch. This poor kid's got more guts than he has brains, and this could be the very thing that ends this kid's career prematurely. As Royal Money now just picking away at the lifeless body of Twitch. Huge chop. And what's there to be proud of about this, Royal? What's there to be so proud of? No, you know what they deserve, Money? They deserve to see a fight. They deserve to see a fight, not a bully session. Oh, come on. Twitch! The big slap to the face. Some newfound life. Where's this coming from? Big martial art kicks right to the chest. Twitch, perhaps not willing to take any more abuse. Oh, no. Oh, come on. And the fist to the face says it all. Are you gonna fight him or what? Why don't you just go for the pin already? Get it over with, Money. There's the pin, and we got
Your winner of the match.
We got a 3 count.
Royal Money.
And you know, I didn't want to see it go down this way, but I didn't want to see the abuse continue. And you know, this is despicable. Something needs to give here. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. That's Vinny Pacifico. That's Vinny Pacifico. We saw what happened when Royal Money went toe-to-toe with Cheeseburger. When he went toe-to-toe with Pacifico. Pacifico now with some retribution. Big clothesline. Rocks Royal Money. And this is the payback we want to see. How do you like it now, Money? How do you like it now? And Vinny Pacifico coming to the aid of Lucas Twitch the Sangro. And it's about time someone stood up to this piece of no good human. But, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Before I get myself in trouble, we're going to take a quick break. Still to come, heavyweight champion Soriano takes on Grizzly Redwood. Stay tuned. Future of Honor. And there you see Grizzly Redwood making his way to ringside to go one-on-one in perhaps the biggest match of this man's career. That coveted MFPW Heavyweight Championship. He's got an opportunity tonight to go one-on-one against the champion. And I'll tell you what, talk about an underdog story come to life, a true Cinderella story. Grizzly Redwood with an opportunity to go one-on-one with one of the scavengers of human sorrow. You know him as one of the members of Primal Fear. You know him as the MFPW Heavyweight Champion. You know him as the rising star of Future of Honor. You know him as Soriano. And there you see the highly decorated, reigning, defending Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Soriano. An individual, an athlete who has worked his way up the ranks of not only the Monster Factory, but ladies and gentlemen, a man who has worked his way up the ranks of Future of Honor to earn his keep as the main event highlight that he is. And I'll tell you, the look on Soriano's face says it all. He's earned his spot. He has been through some of the most vicious battles in all of professional wrestling. And there, proudly on display, is that coveted Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And Soriano, through thick and thin, has managed to defend and retain that title. Welcoming all comers, taking on all who try to take that coveted gold away from him.
The following contest is set for one fall.
Let's see if he can do it again tonight.
The Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger to my left, from Yukon, Canada, weighing in at 150 pounds, Grizzly Redwood!
Grizzly Redwood with the opportunity to gain heavyweight gold
And now
tonight.
introducing the champion, hailing from the Savage Lands. He weighs in at 202 pounds. He is the reigning, defending Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Soriano!
One of the scavengers of human sorrow. A man who thrives on inflicting pain. A man who thrives on competition. A man who thrives on retaining his heavyweight title, Soriano. And there you see senior official Chris Bancos displaying that heavyweight title. And when you talk about main event, when you talk about big fight feel, ladies and gentlemen, it does not get any bigger than tonight's main event matchup. And there you see Grizzly Redwood looking for that code of honor. That's Soriano showing him a little bit of respect, but kind of brushing away that code of honor. I'll tell you what, you're looking at two premier athletes and two of the rising stars in the world of professional wrestling. And both men trying to gain some admiration, trying to capture the attention of the Paulsboro crowd. And perhaps that's one of the greatest tactics in a main event matchup, is get the early advantage by gaining an advantage with the mind games. Getting the crowd to get either behind you or against your opponent. Soriano certainly no stranger to mind games. As one of the founding members of Primal Fear. But I'll tell you what, man. When you look at Grizzly Redwood, hailing from Yukon, Canada, born and raised to fight, and that's all that this athlete is bred to do, to fight. He's been fighting his way through his entire life, and he has fought his way to an opportunity here tonight. And there we see a wrist lock. Nothing fancy, but highly effective. And now the reversal by Soriano. An eye for an eye, a wrist for a wrist. Both men fighting for position. Able to take Soriano down. And back with that wrist lock. In the world of martial arts, we call that a butterfly grip. And now Soriano utilizing what got him to the dance. Oh! Stalking Grizzly Redwood is Soriano. And the face of Soriano tells the story. A man confident, a man determined, a man willing to prove not only to himself and his members of Primal Fear, but to all the vets, to all the athletes in Future of Honor who've worked their way up the ranks to gain a coveted spot in Ring of Honor. He's out to show all of them why he is the heavyweight champion and why he needs to be in consideration for a top spot, perhaps in the future of not just Future of Honor, but for Ring of Honor as a whole. And on the flip side, you have Redwood, who's looking to prove that he has what it takes to be a heavyweight champion. So everything is at stake for both these men here tonight. Both men eye each other up. Headlock by Soriano. Redwood trying to fight his way out of it. Takes Soriano down to a knee. Now with the reversal. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing fancy about it, but it is some of the most effective offense that you can have in all professional wrestling. Good old-fashioned wrestling. Big shoulder tackle now by Grizzly Redwood. Drops down and, again, keeps Soriano grounded. Effective offense by Redwood. Not letting go, holding on to that headlock. And really wrenching it in there. Chris Banco, senior official, looking to see if Soriano needs to give it up. Needs to make sure that that isn't a chokehold. Headlock takeover. Has Soriano down to the mat. Soriano needs to be careful. He doesn't pin his own shoulders to those mats. Now Soriano trying to fight his way into position here. Redwood trying to fight his way back, trying to display some offense, but Soriano having none of it. Hey, at least he tried. At least Redwood tried. But I'll tell you what, it's going to take a whole lot more than that to capture a victory and to gain the MFPW heavyweight title here at Future of Honor. This audience here is looking for a hard-hitting fight, and damn, the Silencer's looking for a fight. This is the main event. Lockup. Soriano now back to the headlock. Big shoulder tackle by the champion. Stalking his prey. Big leapfrog by Grizzly. Trips up Soriano with that log roll. Big head scissor takes Soriano up and over. And now, looks like we got ourselves a fight as Redwood seems to be control. Oh no, now with the suspender, Soriano utilizing that gear and drives the knee right into the spine of Redwood. Goes for the cover. Banco's calling for... Only able to get a 2. I'll tell you what, Redwood might want to rethink his ring attire because the suspenders that he is wearing just became his worst enemy, as Soriano was able to capitalize on that. And that's what makes Soriano a heavyweight champion. He utilizes all aspects, physically, mentally, to gain an advantage. And right now, Soriano seems to be in complete control of this matchup. Reversal, though, by Redwood. Drives the forearm into the chin. Sends Soriano into the corner. Big European style uppercut. Snapmare takeover. Soriano now bounced off the ropes. Looks like he's knocked Redwood out cold. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. No. Redwood almost lifeless, but able to kick out. But Soriano seems beside himself a little bit. But now, Soriano toying. Oh, big chop. Soriano with the chop. Sends Redwood down. Now driving the boots right to Redwood. And this is where Soriano could be his most dangerous. Goes for the cover. And up until this point, this one-on-one matchup seems to be, by all accounts, two men sizing each other up, looking for the advantage, looking for the perfect opportunity. Both men obviously very cautious going into this matchup. And Soriano now just trying to beat down Redwood. Soriano has Redwood to his feet. Whips him into the ropes. And big back elbow once again. Soriano now with the cover. Doesn't hook the leg. And could that have been the mistake? I'll tell you what, man. In a championship match, in a matchup of this caliber, you don't want to leave anything to chance. Hook the leg. And now Soriano with blatant disrespect. Has to the count of 5 to break the hold and does so. Official Chris Bancos asserting his authority. Makes Soriano break the hold and gives Redwood just enough time to get back to his feet. But as soon as he fights his way back, Soriano chops him right back down. Chopping down the Redwood is the heavyweight champion, Soriano. Oh, big backbreaker. Goes for the cover, hooks the leg this time, and still not able to get the 3. And goes right back to keeping Redwood grounded. And it might not be fancy, but it is effective. When you cut the wind off, and you cut the air supply of your opponent, they can't fight their way back up. It's plain and simple. You've seen it in mixed martial arts. You've seen it in any fighting style. You want to keep the man off his feet. Here you hear the factory crowd trying to get behind Grizzly Redwood as Redwood able to get back to his feet, trying to mount a comeback. Has Soriano. Soriano whips him off the ropes. Redwood, no. Reversal. Soriano trying to fight. Could we be seeing a modified abdominal stretch, perhaps? Soriano trying to fight his way out of it. Redwood does not have it locked in. Hooks the arm and goes for a cover. He's got Soriano pinned, and no. I thought we were going to have ourselves a champion. Big kick right to the midsection. Soriano now sends Redwood into the ropes, but Redwood able to cut him off with a pass. Redwood now to the middle ropes. Going for that swinging DDT perhaps, but Soriano with the power, the strength, the size, able to capitalize. Oh! Thought he was going to go for a Falcon Arrow, but then sends him driving right to the knee. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. No, Redwood kicks out. And Soriano perhaps a bit beside himself, getting in the face of senior official Chris Bancos, but he needs to keep his eye on his opponent. Soriano trying to prove to everyone in Ring of Honor, everyone in Future of Honor, why he is heavyweight champion and why he should be considered among the top rated stars. But Redwood trying to prove that he has what it takes to be a fighting champion. Could we see a new champion here in Redwood as he's fighting his way back into this matchup? Big forearms by Redwood, and again, utilizing those suspenders and grabs the tights. But Redwood able to fight his way out of it. Able to connect, but I don't think he got all of it as both men now get into their feet. Soriano seems rocked. Redwood goes to the ropes, sends Redwood to the outside. Big spear. Is that enough to do it? Do we have ourselves a new champion? No, Soriano kicks out. and perhaps frustration settling in on the part of Redwood as he has fought his way back to this matchup. He has been trained to fight since he was a child, and now he is fighting his way into this matchup. Ducks out of the way of Soriano. Could he be going to the higher end district? He's perched up at that top rope. Dangerous position for Redwood. Dangerous position by Soriano. He's able to connect. Could this be his time? Do we have a new champion? No! Soriano kicks out. Soriano perhaps showing the fight of a champion. And this factory crowd is torn. 50-50 here for Soriano and Grizzly. Grizzly in control. Soriano with that big kick. Soriano now has Redwood up on the shoulders. Grizzly now has him in a sleeper hold. Has him in a sleeper hold. Soriano fighting his way back, able to fight the hold. Will this be Grizzly's time, or will Soriano be able to hold on to the title? Could this be it? Soriano goes for the cover. We got ourselves a 2, and we got a kick out. We got ourselves a kick out. Redwood is still in this matchup. Redwood is still in this matchup. And Soriano completely at all beside himself. And the hush over the crowd here in Ballsboro tells the tale of a man fighting for not only his life, but for the pride and the opportunity to be called your new heavyweight champion. Soriano now hooks Redwood, has him up. And now Redwood again with the sleeper, has the legs hooked in, has Soriano in a sleeper. Cutting off the air supply, cutting off the blood flow to the brain. Could this be Redwood's time? Soriano needs to fight his way out if he wants to retain that title, and he is having a hard time trying to drive Redwood into that corner. But Redwood back on the attack, has that hold locked in. Soriano still trying to drive the back and the body of Redwood into the corner, but Soriano beginning to fade. Soriano's beginning to fade. We have not seen someone take it to Soriano. Soriano on instinct alone goes for the cover. Does he have enough? And he does. Soriano
Your winner
holds
of the match,
on to his title.
And still, Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Soriano!
Soriano retains the Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title. And you gotta believe with a victory like that, he is proof that he is a fighting champion. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you agree with his tactics, he just earned the respect of seemingly the fans here, and perhaps all of those in the locker room and all those at Ring of Honor Wrestling. Redwood back to his feet, and Soriano just eyeing up. And Redwood looking for some honor here. Looking for a handshake, looking for some respect. And you know what, man? That's what we like to see. That's what Future of Honor is all about. And could we be seeing a new side to your MFPW Heavyweight Champion, Soriano? My hat's off to Redwood. But ladies and gentlemen, there's your champion, and that's going to do it for us on another episode of Future of Honor. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, it's the Silencer Chaz Williams signing off, saying, see you next time. Thank you, and good night.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a 10-minute